Hey future kids, it is I, your mother here. I am getting ready to go on a date. I'm going on a first date today. So get ready with me to go meet your future dad. Get ready with me to go meet my future husband. That's so weird. Get ready with me. I went on a couple of dates when I first moved to Melbourne, but I kind of took a break from just going on casual dates because I want to be in my slow burner. I want to experience a friends to lovers trope, you know? And so I haven't been on a lot of dates in a while, but in like 2 hours, I'm going on a date with this guy that I met at a Halloween party. I know, it's like one of those. But one of my friends has been friends with this guy for a while, and so she was kind of being a wing woman on the down low, hyping him up to me. I'm just going out of curiosity, but also it's fun to go on silly little dates here and there. I'm not in the stage of my life where I want to be casually seeing people or have this huge roster. I just want to meet my future husband so that they can, you know, we can I want to find the future father of my future children. I want to find you guys the best father. So gosh. I think as I have grown a bit older and have experienced different characters, my true green flag that I look for when I meet new people is if they're really observant, because I'm the type of person who is not very vocal about if something's bothering me or if I'm feeling uncomfortable in a situation, because I'm just such a people pleaser, I think, to my very core, that it's really hard for me to say things that might upset the other person. So I think having them be really observant and can pick up on my body language so that I don't really have to say things as often. They'll just like get me, they'll understand me. I suppose that also comes with time, but I've realized that there's some people who are just so unbelievably like unobservant. They're just living in their own world all the time. And it doesn't even matter how long you've known this person, like they will just like kind of just tough, you know? I know if I'm gonna have a good day or a bad day depending on how my bangs look, and today I'm not loving the way that they look. Let's do our makeup and we'll come back to the bangs. I don't really have like, oh, I do my makeup first or my hair first. It just depends on the day, I think. I don't even know what it depends on either. But today I felt like I needed to do my hair first. One of my newest revelations this year, turning 24, I realized that when it comes to dating, I have a lot of my own red flags that I never knew that I had. For example, I think I'm quite closed off to the idea of commitment. And like, I know I want to get married and I want everything that at the core of it revolves around commitment. But like, you've gone on a couple of dates with this guy and things are getting a bit more serious, I think I start to self-sabotage and I pick out all the red flags that I see in them, and I let that deter me away from making things more serious, if that makes sense. And I'm still trying to figure out whether it's actual red flags that I'm starting to see because I'm getting to know this person a bit better, or if it's because I am self-sabotaging because I'm so afraid of commitment. Maybe I should go see a therapist about it, but I took psych in undergrad. Like, I have a degree in psychology, so I never feel the need to go and get myself diagnosed because I kind of diagnose myself, or like I dissect my own brain to try and figure out like why I'm feeling that way or why I act a certain way. It's also nice to have a third person point of view telling you, oh, this is actually like how you are. I'm almost in my mid-20s now, and so I'm sick of feeling the thrill. I kind of want to settle down, and I honestly want to be retired. I want to be old and in love with my husband and have kids already that are old. Would you tell me if my makeup looks bad? Because first date. I haven't been on a first date in quite a while, actually. Is it still kind of a first date if I've met this guy before and we've like hung out before? I'm kind of nervous. Did I put on too much blush? Don't be fooled by this lighting, because I get fooled by my own lighting all the time, and I step outside and I look at myself from natural lighting and I'm like, whoa, I did too much. It's 12:24. We're gonna meet at 2:30, I think, so I have actually a lot of time. We're just gonna get drinks. We're just gonna go for a cheeky little drink. The other thing with Melbourne culture is like the drinking culture is quite big here, and also going to law school, like all lawyers are kind of alcoholics. Hold on. I've been feeling like lately that maybe I drink a bit too much. I want to work on having fun without drinking so much all the time. Because the thing with me is that I have almost zero self-control. So once I start drinking, I just need to keep going, you know? I know when I've had too much to drink, and that's when I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have any more. But I can't ever have just like one casual drink. Because once we're there, we're already in it. Might as well go all the way. But see, that's my problem. I need to work on that self-control. I kind of just also don't want to be drinking every time I'm hanging out with my friends. On a normal, like, regular month, I feel like I drink maybe once or twice a week. I kind of want to lower that number because my body also hasn't been dealing with hangovers very well anymore. I think it's a sign of aging. Growing up, I never had a lot of guy friends. Lately in my life now, I think I'm more closer to some guys than I am with girls. And it's been kind of a weird journey with that as well. When I was younger, I used to be so afraid of boys and being friends with guys. But now that I know that being friends with guys isn't as like so crazy and so different from female friendships, it's like when I do go on these dates, they're kind of automatically put in that like friend box unless they do more and like make me feel a type of way that it's like, oh, okay, we can be more romantic in a way. I don't know if that made any sense, but like when I go on dates now, it's kind of like it takes a lot more to get in. I don't know. I need to sharpen this. It's like scratching and scraping my lips every time I put this on, and it's not even like coming out. My skin's been so dry, and I think one of my biggest fears today is that my skin is just gonna start flaking off. That would not be good. My parents are also like more invested in my love life than anyone else in my life. My parents expect me to be with someone who is very, I don't know, well-rounded, successful, funny, kind. And I want that for myself too, obviously, but oh, my track record shows that I haven't been doing that. I don't know what I'm gonna wear, and that takes the most amount of time in getting ready, and I have minimum 2 crash outs a day trying to figure out what I want to wear. My hair is one thing. If my hair doesn't look good, bad day automatically. If I don't feel good in my outfit, also automatic bad day. Now it's time for the worst part, getting dressed. I just checked the weather and it's telling me it's 21 or 22 degrees right now. But what does that even really mean? Let me try on a couple outfits and you guys be the judge of what to wear. Okay, first we have this Lizzie McGuire kind of outfit. I don't know if this is too, like, I don't know. Something about it is kind of too summery for today, maybe. Then we have this outfit, which I definitely am a fan of. It also is screaming summer. But it's, I don't know, because like I wore this already in a video, so I want to try out something new, but I haven't found an outfit that I love as much as this one. A denim on denim moment. I feel kind of like a cowgirl in this. I guess it is quite fitting. I am from Cowtown. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I put on this heart necklace, dropping some subtle hints. But I'm thinking of pairing it with my red bag. So red on red. Thoughts? It's a good contender. It changed again slightly. New necklace. Got rid of the long sleeve top for a tank top because I think it might be a bit too warm for that. Otherwise, still the same. Do we like what we see? Okay guys, I'm going to leave now. Wish me luck. I'll debrief with you in a bit. Bye! Hey kids, update. I don't think I met your future dad. Here's the aftermath. He just came over, we drank a little bit, played a bit of games, and then he went home. No risky business, no promiscuous business, no scandalous business, nothing like that. Your mother is, your mother is a classy gal, so none of those things happened. It is like 12:30 a.m. I don't think I met your future dad. Still, every time I say it, very weird. I don't think I really like the concept of that. But anyways, let's get unready while I debrief you on the whole date. The date was basically, we were just drinking pretty much the whole day. I met up with him at 2:30 at this bar, not very far from here, so I walked. Immediately off the bat, it was not awkward or bad vibes or anything like that. First impressions wise, like if we're gonna go like the shallow route of like what we thought when we saw him, not bad. He is very tall. I actually kind of have the opposite of what other people like. Their number one on their list is like wanting to be with someone who is tall, but for me, because I am actually quite short, I don't really like people that are too tall because then it just is awkward when we like hug or anything like that. So that was like, I think the only downside of like physical wise, but also we're not gonna be shallow, so let's talk about the personality and the whole date. I think lately when I do go on dates, it's very much me holding the conversation or instigating the conversation or being the one to ask questions. So I never actually really know how to gauge if a date is going well because I'm always the one talking, yapping in their ear. And I feel like today was really like that, where I was the one talking a lot to the point where I was almost questioning if he was even contributing anything to the conversation. And I would be quiet for a couple moments to see if he would ask me anything or like instigate any conversation with me, which he did sometimes, but other times he just kind of sat there. Sometimes you just like don't have anything to say, so you don't say anything at all. Maybe that's something that I do also have to learn. But first date, you don't want to be doing that. I actually also hate awkward silences, so if I need to yap about just nonsensical stuff, I will. Well, it's 12:30 and we met up at 2:30, so we've been hanging out for like a hot minute. It's like hours and hours and hours, so I understand if his energy is depleted. And he also has his immune system isn't like the best, and he was sick for a while before us hanging out today. The last couple of hours of us hanging out, I could sense that his energy was depleting. So I have the whole context of everything, but obviously when you're hanging out, you don't want the person that you're hanging out with to like all of a sudden have their energy switch up. Not that it did like completely switch up. He kind of like was going in and out of having energy over not having energy. So it's kind of like difficult for me to navigate based on his energy level. That's like honestly not completely a red flag because it's something that he can't really help as well because it is his like health. The other big part of it was like I started talking about religion because I am like on my journey with like God and everything. I wasn't afraid to talk about that, which I'm actually really proud of myself, even though I'm not like fully solidified or confident in my relationship with God. The fact that I felt like the courage to bring that up with someone that I was not sure about like their religious beliefs was like a big step. If like anything out of today, I'm just like really proud of myself for bringing up that conversation and not being afraid to talk about it. Before going to church here, I felt that I didn't really mind being with someone who hadn't come to Christ. But when he had said that he didn't really believe in God, I actually don't exactly know how to explain the way that I felt, because it's not that it like deterred me away from him. It definitely was kind of one of those things where it's like in the back of my head. This is like a recent addition to my list of what I look for in a guy. One of the things now is someone who believes in God. At the very least, like you don't have to be going to church or be super religious or anything, but I think the baseline should be you believe in God. And so I could see myself being friends with him at least, but I think when it comes to more romantic wise, I feel like God has someone else in line for me, you know? That wasn't this guy today. Boy, am I excited to meet this guy. You should be too. I mean, you already know him. I wonder who he is. If I were to rate the date out of 10, I would give it a 6.8 out of 10. Which isn't even a bad score, it's well above average. I was feeling a bit restless and I wanted to do some sort of activity on the date. We did spend a lot of time together. Also, like I said before, I feel like it was me carrying the conversation like I always do. It wasn't a memorable date, I will say, but he was like nice to talk to. The two negatives were I wish we did some sort of activity, and then the second is that I wish that like his energy didn't deplete, and if it did, like I wish he had just like gone home, because like he chose to come back to mine. How do I kick someone out when you're at my apartment, you know? Other than like those like things that I can tangibly kind of like say, it was more just based off of vibes. I wouldn't go on another date with him, but I would hang out with him as friends. Man, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed now, but that was the debrief. Stay tuned if this does end up being your future dad or my future husband. This could be an episode of How I Met Your Father, but maybe it's not. Love you guys. Good night.